Welcome to the deep dive, where we cut through the noise and really try to deliver those crisp insights that help you feel well-informed. Today, we're embarking on a deep dive into something that, well, seems incredibly simple. Daily routines.
Right. Seems simple.
But here's the twist. Our source material, it's actually a very basic beginner English lesson.
Yeah, which sounds counterintuitive for a deep dive, maybe.
Exactly. But don't let that fool you. Our mission is to mine this seemingly straightforward stuff for the hidden gems.
To find those universal patterns, the nuances in how we structure our days.
Think of it as a shortcut, maybe. A shortcut to understanding the building blocks of everyday life, not just, the language used to describe it.
And that's the fascinating part, isn't it? Even at that fundamental level, a language lesson can, well, inadvertently reveal so much about human behavior. We're not really looking at it linguistically, of course. We're dissecting the actions, the common ground. Exploring these mundane routines, it helps us understand our own lives, how we use time, and really that shared rhythm we all kind of participate in.
The universal and the specific, as you said before we started.
Exactly. Seeing the big picture in the small details.
I love that. Okay, let's unpack this then, starting where most days start. The morning.
Makes sense. The beginning.
So our source kicks off with those first moments, waking up. Specifically, it mentions 6:30 a.m., quite precise.
Very specific.
Then it's straight out of bed, off to the bathroom.
The immediate next step.
Followed by the essentials. Brushing teeth, washing your face, standard stuff.
The hygiene ritual.
Then breakfast. And here there's a little contrast, which is interesting. One person has coffee, toast, sometimes fruit.
Okay.
The other, tea and cereal.
So slight variations even in the basics.
Yeah. Then getting ready, putting on clothes for the day, as it says.
Getting prepared for the outside world.
And if you are going out, shoes, maybe coat, then leaving the house, heading to work. It's such a familiar sequence, isn't it?
It absolutely is. And what's really fascinating here is how these first actions, they're almost like a cognitive reset button every morning.
A reset button. How so?
Well, this sequence, wake, clean, eat, dress, it minimizes decision fatigue right at the start. Think about it.
Okay. Less to think about immediately.
Exactly. If you had to consciously decide every single tiny step, you'd use up mental energy before you even, started the important stuff.
Right, before work even begins.
So this ritual, it lets our brains conserve that cognitive load for later.
That makes so much sense.
And those details, like the 6:30 a.m. or the simple breakfast choices, toast versus cereal, they just paint a really clear, relatable picture.
Yeah, a typical start.
It's more than just actions. It's like an unconscious strategy for getting prepared, establishing order before things get complicated.
A cognitive reset button. I like that. It feels hardwired almost.
Kind of, yeah.
But then we shift gears, don't we? Almost like clockwork. Let's dive into how the source describes that move to work in daytime.
Okay, the transition to professional engagement.
Right. This part outlines a pretty standard set of activities, sitting at a desk working on a computer.
The modern workspace.
Specific tasks like emails, writing reports, the usual suspects.
Core office functions.
Meetings are in there too, both in person with colleagues and online meetings.
Which definitely reflects today's reality, the hybrid model.
Totally. And then lunchtime, described as something light, like a sandwich or salad.
The simple, quick fuel.
But it also mentions the choice. Bring lunch from home or eat out.
Ah, that choice point. Interesting.
Then after lunch, it's back to work until, well, the end of the workday. Sounds familiar, but maybe too simple.
Well, you're right to wonder about the nuance. And this is where even a basic outline gives us a peek into bigger systems.
Okay.
Connecting this to the bigger picture, that blend of old school tasks, emails, reports, physical meetings with the online meetings, it just shows how work has adapted.
Integrated technology, yeah.
Exactly. We've layered tech onto existing structures. But that lunch break choice, bringing versus buying.
Yeah, what about that?
It seems small, but it can reflect, personal priorities, health, maybe, saving money, preference for home cooking.
Sure, all of those.
Or maybe it signals how much time someone has. Can they afford the time to make lunch? Or is grabbing something out the only option?
Right, time pressure.
It touches on economics, definitely, but also cultural norms around breaks. How much time is yours versus the company's?
I hadn't thought of it that deeply.
Even in this structured day, you see these little spots of, individual choice. And those are important for, feeling sane.
It's amazing what's packed into just choosing a sandwich. Okay, so work winds down and the source shifts again. Now to the evening routine.
The transition home.
That crucial shift from work demands to home comfort. It starts with obviously going home.
The commute back.
Yeah.
Usually a moment people look forward to.
Then relaxation, watching TV, chilling on the sofa.
Decompressing.
Dinner prep comes next. Examples like pasta or soup are mentioned. Simple meals again.
Comfort food, perhaps.
Followed by washing dishes. The practical side.
Can't escape the chores.
But it's not all practical. There's leisure, social connection, reading a book, talking with family, friends.
Balancing tasks with restoration.
And other ways to unwind. Going for a walk, listening to music.
Active and passive relaxation.
Then the final steps before bed. Brushing teeth again.
Bookending the day with hygiene.
And in notes, sleep times. One person, Emily, around 11:30 p.m. Another, Paul, aims for 10.3 or 11.00.
Ah, those small differences again.
Yeah, those little variations seem quite telling, don't they? Like a peek into personal preferences.
Indeed. And that slight difference, it leads to a really important point about these evening rituals and well-being.
Okay.
This sequence, it's not just random stuff we do. It's often an unconscious process helping us psychologically switch off from the day.
Disengaging from work mode.
Precisely. Transitioning to rest and recovery. The activities, whether it's reading alone or talking to family, they create a sense of closure.
Right. Drawing a line under the day.
For lots of people, these are deep patterns that signal to the brain, okay, time to shift down. It's how we process things, de-stress, recharge.
That makes sense.
And those different bedtimes, that touches on something called chronotype.
Chronotypes.
Yeah.
Like morning larks and night owls.
Exactly that. So even in this simple lesson, we see that while the structure of the evening is kind of universal, the timing can be really personal.
Tied to our biology.
Yeah, influenced by our biology, showing our unique needs for rest and rhythm.
Fascinating. Chronotypes.
Yeah.
Okay, this next bit, the actual list of verbs. This really stood out to me.
Ah, the action words.
Yeah. Here's where it gets, well, really interesting. The source gives us this list, 25 key verbs, and they literally form the script of our daily lives.
The building block.
It's almost like a stripped-down play-by-play for being human, isn't it? Let me just read them out, because seeing them together is powerful.
Okay, let's hear them.
Wake up, get out of bed, brush teeth, wash face, make breakfast, have breakfast, get dressed, put on shoes, leave the house, go to work, sit at my desk, answer emails, write reports, have meetings, have lunch, go home.
Still going.
Relax, watch TV, cook dinner, wash dishes, read a book, talk to family, go for a walk, listen to music, go to bed.
Wow. That's a full day right there.
Right.
Laid bare in actions.
Absolutely. And that list, it's so much more than vocabulary, isn't it? It's basically a map of how many of us navigate 24 hours.
A step-by-step map.
And what's striking is how many are active verbs. Even watching TV or relaxing, it subtly suggests we're agents in our day.
Making choices, even the small ones.
Right. It highlights doing over just being. Imagine if the list was like feeling tired, being hungry, existing. It would feel totally
A
different.
very different sense of the day.
This selection tells us what's typically valued. Productivity, self-care, structure, that clear line between work and leisure.
Each verb is a step, linked to the next, guiding us through. It reinforces that these simple actions, they're the foundation.
The foundation for our complex lives.
Exactly. Giving shape, giving rhythm to our time. It really shows how language doesn't just describe reality, it kind of helps construct it.
Wow, that's a heavy thought language constructing our experience of the day. That really puts things in perspective.
It does, doesn't it?
So we've walked through a typical day, all using this basic English lesson as our guide.
From waking to sleeping.
And what this deep dive really hammers home, I think, is the value in just noticing these routines, understanding them, even at the simplest level.
Seeing the structure underneath.
It backs up that idea from the source.
Yeah.
Practice makes progress, whether learning language or just understanding life's rhythms. It makes you, the listener, maybe think about your own daily rhythm, the choices you make, consciously or not, what stands out in your blueprint.
And that's exactly it. Understanding these routines, even from a simple source, gives you such a powerful lens for looking at the world.
A framework for observation.
Yeah. You recognize patterns, maybe anticipate things, appreciate the structure of, well, life and society. It shows that basic info can be incredibly rich if you approach it with curiosity.
Look deeper.
Right. So don't worry about knowing everything instantly. Just embrace that process of learning, of observing. Every detail adds up.
What a fascinating journey into the everyday. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
My pleasure. And maybe leave you with this thought. Considering how much of our lives are defined by these daily routines,
Okay.
how might one single, small, intentional change to just one of those actions we listed ripple through your entire day, your week, maybe even how you perceive time itself?